Good morning, 10th grade. How you all doing this morning? Chipper, ready to go? Uh, yeah. How'd you like your yesterday's lesson? Was it a little easy? Or did you feel like you kind of got a little break and caught your breath and ready today to bite into a new one? Well, I hope so. Let me tell you what we're going to do. We're going to do page 6 to 9. So if you pick up your book, you can take a look on page 6. Well, actually starts a little bit on 5, the instructions do. 6, and then you'll do some work on page 7, and 8, and then 9. And then that section does go on over to page 10. And I guess if you're really feeling chipper today, well, I won't show you my answers. They might not even be right. But page 10, I will put with tomorrow's lesson. So page 10 and 11 and 12 will be tomorrow's lesson. And then we'll do self-test the day after that. So yeah, here we go. Self-test 1 will be after that. Let's see, this is the Thursday, so Friday we'll do the rest of this section up to 12, and then Monday, or maybe Saturday, you'll do self-test 1. Yeah, Monday. Yeah, I've done a number of problems here. I'll push you over so you can see where I started. I tried to change color of chalk every time I changed a problem. So yeah, I work my problems this way. You read the instructions. I think it's fairly easy. What I found the most difficult about this lesson was the part of taking a trinomial and factoring it out into a binomial, or factoring out each number. That is the most difficult part of this lesson. And so, yeah, I think we'll just start in here. My first one was 139. I am not going to do 132 to 138. Those are pretty simple. Those are working with fractions, reducing fractions. That's arithmetic, okay? And what I'm going to show you is algebra. Yeah, if you haven't discovered that yet, 10th grade, there is a difference between arithmetic and algebra. So I'll let you do the arithmetic, even though they're similar, okay? I think the reason they put this arithmetic in, if I can be such, use those terms, it's probably not right for me to use those terms. The reason they did that just simply so you would get a grasp. I'm going to do the same thing in algebra, except I'm using algebraic expression. Now, 139, you have, the first one is 27 over 9. Can you see that? Is that clear? If it's not, you text me, or you tell me your board's not clear. I got 27 over 9, C, D here, and let me see here. Yeah, I reduced the number. First thing I did is just reduce the number. 27 and 9 made me 3 over 1. And then I went through and I subtracted my C's. I took the 4 away from the 7, that left me with 3 C's on the bottom. I did the same way with D. I took the 4D away from the 5, that left me with 1D on top. So I brought this over. I could get rid of my 1 now, because 1C is the same as C. So my answer is 3D C3. Is that simple enough? That's pretty easy. Now, don't relax too much. They're not quite all that easy. And then it says you're supposed to put on omit exclusions for 1.53 to 1.56. Okay, C cannot equal. Okay, I put that equal with a line through 0, and D cannot equal 0. Okay, so what that means is I cannot put 0 here, and C cannot be 0. If it is, the problem won't work out right. The lesson talked about that. I won't go into explaining why you need that there. That is easy. 143 is the next one I finished. Here you've got 17 over 51, and so I just quickly, if you want to see here, I just quickly brought him over, and 17 and going to 51 3 times. So that's 1/3. Okay, and so here I subtracted again. I had 5 and 7 x's, so that left me with a 2x. I did the same thing here with the 3, the the y3, see there's nothing to factor out in these numbers, so you just have to subtract the one. That there left me, took 2 away from 3, left me with a y on the bottom, and here I had a z and a z3, so I took the 1 away from the top one, and that left me with a z2. You see how I reversed what I was doing here? These here are empty because I took them all away, but this one here is empty now, so the z2 is still on top. So if I condense that down, this would have been a 1z, which I took the 1 off. So this is z2, and this is 3x squared y. That's pretty simple. I mean, this is not difficult. And so I said also then exclusion, z cannot equal 0, x cannot equal 0, and y cannot equal 0. So any of the variables cannot equal 0. Just done. They can't be 0 or the problem won't work out. Okay, I'm back here to 145. Have you seen I got red chalk or red markers? I got new markers, and they're fine point. I'm not sure if I like it or not. I was worried that you might not be able to see fine point, but this is red if it doesn't show up on your screen. And I did 1.45, and this is what I got. This is what I was talking about factoring them out. You cannot cancel out just straight like this here. You'll need to factor this 4x squared negative 1, and that is 2x and 2x, and then I have a positive 1 and a negative 1. And then I factored this out. I factored a 2 out of here. And in here, how did I know how to do this? I would just had to sit down and use this stuff here behind the forehead. There's no, I mean, you just have to think. There we go. You have to think. And so you try something. And I won't tell you how many hours I spent in preparing this. Okay, you don't need to know that one. That would be embarrassing. Tell you how slow I think. That's what it would tell you. And you see what I did here. I've got 2. I factored a 2 out here, and I got 2x. Now I can cancel. You see, I got the 2x plus 1. I can cancel that one here, and I can cancel this one. The reason I needed to factor that out so I could cancel them out. You can't cancel out here until you factor them out to the lowest term. So that left me with a 2 whole, a 2x negative 1 on top. So I just brought that over. That was what was left, 2x negative 1. And I said x cannot equal 1/2. Look at that. And it's negative 1/2 because actually this 1 is over a 2. It could not equal, it could have equaled 0 and I'd have been fine. So here, x cannot equal 1/2. Because that's what I'm saying, x is negative 1/2. Okay? If it would make this backwards 0, and you cannot come down to that. If the answer cannot be 0. 148. That's still on the same page yet, yes. I've got y3, negative 3y. I think I copied the problem on this guy. Yes, I did. I guess I did on those guys too. Now you got this y3. The first thing I did was took a y out of this trinomial. Oh no, this is not a tri. This is a quadnomial. This is quad. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I brought it down to a y squared. Then I've got y negative 3, y positive 3. And I took out the y. And then this y squared negative 9, I broke it down to y plus 3, y negative 3. I just broke that down to, I took a y out, and then I went, what was the exponents of 9 is 3 and 3, so one's negative, the other's positive. Now I can cancel. You see here, that makes so that I can cancel out this guy here, and I can cancel out this guy here. I'll do a different chalk color here. I can cancel this one out, and I can cancel this one out, and I can cancel out y plus 3 and y plus 3 here. And so, now how did I come up with y3, y2 plus 1? I believe you caught me. I think I made a mistake. 148. Let me check this out. y2 plus 1, y3. y negative 3, y3, y plus 3. Oh, here I made a mistake. Sorry. This is y. I made a mistake right here. This was supposed to be y plus 3. And so then I could not cancel this bottom one out. This negative 3. No, somewhere I made a mistake here. One of them can't be plus and the other one has to be plus. A negative. 148, y negative 3, y2 plus 1. Y negative 3. And I was supposed to have y2 plus 1. Oh, I see. This here was supposed to have, this here, I didn't finish this out. This here y2 plus 1 was supposed to be on this problem right here yet. And then here I have this should have been y2 plus 1. I think that's the way it was supposed to be. Anyhow, I'm not sure if I factored this top one out right. I messed up here somewhere on this top one. Anyhow, I have y2 plus 1, y plus 2. Sorry, you can't see that. Let me turn around this way. y2 plus 1, y plus 3 is what's left in the answer. And I say y cannot equal 3. And because if I did, I'd put 3 plus 3, and that would cancel it out. And it would make it 0, and it cannot be. Okay, now I am ready to go to 151. I'll move you over on the next page. We can just about get it. 151. 150, they factored that one out for you, or at least got you started on that one. And on 151, I copied down this problem, and then here I worked it out. Now, you see, you have to work within the parentheses first. Okay, so I put the negative 2 over here, and then that left me with an x. See, I took an x2 from an x3, so that left me with an x. And I took a y3 from a y3, so that completely eliminated the y3. And then I had a z3 and a z1, so I took a 1 away, that left me with the z2. So I condensed this here down because I subtracted this back one from that one up here. Okay? And then down here I had to do the same thing. I subtracted 3 from 3, that brought me to 3. I take the x squared, I took 1 away, that left me with 1x. And yeah. I just worked them out. Now, I had to combine that first, and now I'm ready to start working up and down and canceling out. So if I do that one, I can cancel out the y here. Oh, let me see here. I've got a y here, so I canceled it out there. Here I've got a 3, I've got a y, here we go. I've got a 3y and a 4y, so that left me with 1y. I've got an x and two x's, so that left me with an x on top. A z here, and so I took him out, I took out both of those z's. There we go, and then a z negative y, x negative z2. So I brought that over here, that left me with a 3y and a negative 2x, and then z2 and z2. This back one, I just moved these over. And I said, again, that x, y, z cannot equal 0. You can't quite see that. But none of these numbers can equal 0. Or the answer isn't correct. Or you can't have the correct answer. Alright, here's 156. And I worked on 156. Ooh, I've got a headache. I worked on 156 and 156 and 156. And I think I figured it out with the help of the answer key. But I said, I was going to work it on the board, and I said, no, I'll let you work it out. But when you're all done and said with number 156, you fractured it out to hundreds of numbers, and you brought it down. This is your answer. This is 156's answer. I mean, this is not the problem. This is not all the work. It'll take 2 sheets of paper to do all the work. And I don't think I'm stretching it. I used that much, well, I don't know how much paper I used, trying to figure it out. And finally I said, here's 156's answer. It's a bonus question. You got that one. Now, if you want a challenge, go for it. Whew, that's a lot of work. Now, the next part's easier. I got good news. Multiplying algebraic fractions. Do you understand why I didn't do this lesson yesterday? It was a lot of work. And I worked and I said, this is going to make hours for the 10th grade to work. So I said, okay, I'm going to just do a short lesson yesterday. We'll hit this lesson today. And now we'll do a little bit of the multiplication. We're not going to do all the multiplying algebraic fractions. We're just going to do to the bottom of page 9. 8 and 9. Again, this one's easier. You're multiplying. I found this one easier than dividing. The first 4 problems, I'll let you work the arithmetic, the way I call it. The arithmetic is your problem. And I will start with 161. Okay, you're going to work it the same way you've worked the others. You will, I didn't even do this answer. Shoot, I must have gotten in a hurry here. Let's see if I can. Okay, let's cancel. First thing I'm going to cancel my numbers. This is going to be a 1, 45, 5 goes into 9, 18 will be 6 and 18. This will be a 1 and this will be a 3. Okay, so my numbers, I got 1 times 9, and here I got 3. Is that right? Okay, now let's cancel out our letters, A3 and A2. So that would leave me with an A, single A here. And that would leave this one here with a 1. And then I got a B2 and a B3. So this will make me a 1, and this will be a single B. So I should have B. 9, and then I think I could be able to reduce that, probably not 3. Can't I reduce that to 3b over a? Or would I put 3ab? Ooh. Yeah, I should have worked this problem out. 3b over a. I don't know. I got the answer key. Let me look. 161 is 3b over a. Oh, I did that. I should have left it the way I had it. 3b over a is on the bottom. That's your answer for 161. 3b, and b and a cannot be 0. So a and b cannot equal 0. Alrighty. 162. I worked that one out. I have got the 4. And then here you've got 9 3 times and x 3 times. So I worked this problem out right here. I put the 3x and the 999. So that crossed this here part out right here. And now I canceled with the 3 and the 4. Okay, so I had 3x here and I had 3x's there. So that left me with a 4. Now, you notice that difference? This is 3x and this is x to the 3 power. It's the same thing. I could cancel that out. And the 3, I could cancel that out 1, and that would make this here 3 going to that 3. Now, I go 4 times 3 is 12 times 9 times 9. See that? And that comes up with 972. You never know what kind of answer you're going to get. Who would ever dream that would come out the whole number? And there is nothing there's no letter that cannot equal 0, so that's it. Let's see, can you see 165? I better move you over here. On 165, I did that one in red here. So you have A3 plus A squared B, 25, A squared, 5A, 3B plus 3A. So I broke this apart. This A3, I made it an A2, and then I had an A and a B. Okay? And so that I simplified it this way. And then here I had a 3B plus 3A. You could do it this way. You could put the 3, I say 3 out the front, and then put B plus A. And the reason I did that was so that I could cancel right here. I could cancel 3AB, AB. Make sense? And so that left me with an A squared there. And then I had a 5A here. And so I canceled the 5 out. That makes me a 1. And that canceled me out here. It would make me a 5. Cancel the 5. And now I had an A squared here, and I got an A here. So I canceled this A out, and that made this here only 1A. So you see, I've got this down to 1A. I got a 5. Here I've got a 3, and I've got nothing, all 1s here. So that leaves me with 3, 5 over 3, and an A on top. You can't see, I'm in the way. And A cannot equal 0. The hardest part of this, again, is just like the division. It's knowing how to factor out so that you can cancel out. And if you don't do that factoring correctly, then you'll have trouble canceling, and you're going to come up with a great big answer over here. Okay, 168. Well, I keep having to flip around so I can see you, or so you can see me. There we go. I get this mixed up. Okay, I got b squared, negative 3b, negative 10. I broke that out into b, negative 5, b plus 2. And that one was pretty easy to factor out because you got a positive 2 and a negative 5 equals 3, negative 3. So this one factored out b plus 5, b negative 2. Now I had the b2 and the b negative 5. I let that, oh yeah, the b negative 2 squared come out to b negative 2, b negative 2. I broke that, that's squared. And so that means 2 of these guys, so I broke them down each individual. You didn't have to if you don't want to, but yeah. That way I can cancel. So I look here, and I say, oh, I can cancel this B2, and I can cancel this B2. Oh, here I can cancel this B5, B negative 5, I can cancel that out. So wow, that leaves me with a B negative 2 there, and a B positive 2 here. So that's my answer. B plus 2, B negative 2, and B cannot equal 0. That's answer 168. Now you're done. And unless you're real energetic, you can keep working on the next page. They'll work the same way. Yeah, go for it. I will see you tomorrow.